up, y'all? I said, what's up, y'all? Look at me when I'm talking to you, bro. Nah, I'm just messing with y'all, man. This your boy Knockout Boxing 86 TV, and we in here. Check out all the videos and shit, man. I'm so excited about this prediction. I forgot my normal spiel, bro. Subscribe to the channel, share the video, hit the like button. Follow me on Twitter at KOBoxing86TV. Got a breakdown or a prediction. KnockoutBoxing86 at yahoo.com is my email. Don't forget about our live shows every Wednesday and Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. You can also catch me live every Sunday morning with the Singing OG KQKC Boxing Network at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. But let's get it popping. Let's get into our video. It's the prediction that we all been waiting for. I just uploaded this shit and it had no sound, bro. It had no sound. And so I have to reshoot the video again. Now, I don't know if this shit is telling me I got the wrong pick, that I need to change my mind. But damn it, I'm standing on my square. We got Dmitry Bivol versus Zurdo Ramirez. Bivol is a minus 380 favorite on the money line, plus 350 for the knockout, minus 200 for the decision. You got Zurdo is a plus 700 decision, plus 600 to get the KO, and he's a plus 280 on the money line. Zurdo is the underdog. 12-round, light heavyweight, Super WBA championship of the world. Okay? Bivol is 31. Zurdo is 31. Bivol is an orthodox fighter. Zurdo is a southpaw fighter. Bivol is 6 feet tall with a 72-inch reach out of Kazakhstan, Russia. 20 wins, no losses, 11 wins by way of knockout. Zurdo is 6 foot 2.5, 6 foot 3 basically. 75-inch reach out of Mexico. 44 wins, no losses with 30 wins by way of knockout. Let's talk about it. So, Dmitry Bivol coming off of his victory against Canelo Alvarez. A lot of people had Canelo beating him, but Dmitry Bivol went in there and showed that size matters, strength matters. There's weight classes for a reason, and he really dominated Canelo Alvarez. We give him full credit for that. He beat, who at the time, a lot of people had pound for pound #1 in the world. Not your boy. Didn't never have him pound for pound #1 in the world, but did think that Canelo Alvarez's experience and ability would come through in that fight, and Dmitry Bivol showed that he's better than what people had given him credit for up to that point. But I want to impress upon people, take that with a grain of salt, because right before that he fought Craig Richards and did not look good. Craig Richards put on a good performance, and in my opinion, won about 4 or 5 rounds, and Craig Richards is a borderline domestic level, teetering on world level fighter. And he's a true light heavyweight. I think what people are losing in translation is that for as good as Canelo Alvarez is, Canelo Alvarez was coming up from welterweight, where he started his career, so 147, 154, 160, 168, all the way up to 175 to fight a guy who was a natural light heavyweight, who had better feet than him and was bigger and stronger. And so Dmitry Bivol really outshined him that night and won very clearly. And Canelo also, for some reason, got gassed in the 3rd round. And then you look at his fight against Triple G, we might have saw him on a heavy decline in that Dmitry Bivol fight. So one could question whether or not Dmitry Bivol fought a version of Canelo that might have been a shell of himself. Now, with all that being said, though, Dmitry Bivol has an outstanding amateur pedigree out of Russia. Only probably Beterbiev is a more decorated amateur. Other than that, bro, Bivol was the goods as an amateur, and he's able to take that success to the pro ranks, and he's a fighter that don't have great power. Like, he one of those guys, like, nothing sticks out that's eye-catching, but he do everything very good. Good pivots, good lateral movement, good feet, above average power where you're not just going to walk through his shots, can punch in combinations, fast hands. One of the things I think, though, he does use his feet for his defense, so it's not a lot of head movement, not a lot of herky jerk. So if you're willing to let your hands go, he's there for you to hit him. He's there for you to hit him. He does have a similar opponent with Zurdo Ramirez and Sullivan Barrera. For those of y'all that like matchups and stuff like that, he stopped Sullivan Barrera somewhere in late in the fight, like the 12th round. Zurdo was able to get him out of there in the 4th round. Barrera was also 3 years older when he fought Zurdo, so take that with a grain of salt. Also, Dmitry Bivol has a ton of amateur experience, so the southpaw stuff Might not give him too much trouble, but it is important to note that the southpaws he has faced up to this point, nowhere near the level of Zurdo Ramirez. But he's a fighter with very good feet, controls distance very well, uses his legs well to pivot around and get out of trouble, doesn't do a lot of unnecessary movements in the ring, really good with his distance control, being able to get out of range, get in the range, get his shots off, and be defensively responsible. To me, though, he does use just a high guard defense while using his feet, so if you can catch him on the way in, if you're willing to work to the body, he does have some holes in that defense, but he is a very good fighter, a true world champion level fighter, and right now, if you have him ranked as the top light heavyweight, I can understand the argument to be made for that. If you got him right up under Beterbiev, I can understand that argument. But right now, he has to be considered one or two in the light heavyweight division. Zurdo Ramirez, look, man, he's looked very good at light heavyweight. He's stopped every opponent he's been in the ring with at light heavyweight. He is a strong southpaw with a nice straight left hand. Nice, picking his shots, going to the body, good work rate, very good feet. For a man his size, he moves very well in the ring. He's not a plotter at all. He can move laterally, very fluid with his movements. Not extremely athletic, but just smooth. Just as smooth in the ring with his movements. He can counterpunch you, slip and rip hooks and uppercuts. Long, big, strong, light heavyweight. He gonna probably be somewhere up to 200 pounds by the time they fight tomorrow, because they both made weight, looked healthy. Zurdo is going to rehydrate up and be the bigger man on the night. He comes into the fight with a 3-inch reach advantage in height and in arm reach. So Bivol is going to have to break that distance responsibly, get in on him, and do his thing. The other thing about Bivol is that it's hard to, because of how he moves, it's been hard for light heavyweights to win rounds on him, because a lot of the light heavyweights are slower, they're plotters. You think of the Joe Smith Jr.'s, the Gene Pascals, those guys, they weren't able to turn with him. They weren't able to keep up with his movement, and so he was able to outpoint them, and he wins relatively wide decisions throughout his time at light heavyweight. Craig Richards was able to turn with him some, being more athletic than those other guys. Craig Richards was able to match his foot movement to where Bivol couldn't dart all the way out of range, and Richards was able to get off on him and had some good rounds against him. So, we know that Canelo, 5'8", 70-inch reach, he just was small, bro. He just was little, and Bivol just proved to be more skilled and did his thing. So when it comes down to Bivol and it comes down to Zurdo, the key thing for Zurdo is that straight left hand. You're going to have the angle for it. You're a southpaw. He's an orthodox fighter. It's not a lot of head movement from Bivol. It's more so foot movement. It's more so high guard. So if you're able to stick that straight left down to the body, stick that straight left up top, that's going to be the most important punch of the night for him, along with his right hook down to the body. To slow Bivol down, if Zurdo's not able to slow Bivol down and make him kind of stand still and fight with him, Bivol could outpoint him simply off the strength of just using his agility to get in, get out, let shots go. Bivol's issue is he's dealing with a fighter that's longer than him, that's bigger than him, that's willing to let his hands go, that's not going to get gassed in the fight. It's important to note that in Bivol's fight against Craig Richards, he got tired towards the end, and Craig Richards had some good rounds late in the fight. And even in Bivol's fight against Canelo won like round 9 or round 10 or something. It was competitive, kind of 9 and 10 with Bivol, because Bivol kind of let his foot off the gas. So Bivol can't afford to do that with Zurdo, as Zurdo comes on strong towards the end of the fight. And Zurdo is a guy that will press you, but he press you in an educated fashion, and guys can't get away from him because he is fluid, he is big, he does know how to cut off the ring much better than a Canelo Alvarez. So Zurdo's job is to go in there, make Bivol sit down, and fight with him. Bivol's job is to pick his shots, fight on his terms, pivot around, get out of distance, use his athleticism and his agility to fight the fight on his terms. If this turns into them both throwing blows and throwing combinations at the same time, you have to favor Zurdo in the fight. If this turns into a boxing match where it's just a slow pace, chess match type of deal, you have to favor Dmitry Bivol in the fight. So for me, I think both of these guys are really good boxers. I think both of them have their strengths. A lot of people see this as a wide fight for Dmitry Bivol, and I think a lot of that has to do with basing it on what he did to Canelo Alvarez. But you got to understand who he was doing it to and understand that styles make fights. Canelo Alvarez is 5'8". Zurdo Ramirez is 6'3". Canelo Alvarez has a 68-inch reach. Zurdo Ramirez has a 75-inch reach. Canelo Alvarez is a counterpuncher and a sharpshooter and does not punch in high volume. Zurdo Ramirez is a volume puncher that will let his hands go and throws in combinations. The styles couldn't be further from being different, and I watched Craig Richards have a lot of success against Dmitry Bivol. So this is a lot closer fight than people think, in my opinion. I think this is a true 50-50 fight. Bivol has the edge in experience, but I think the physicality and the physical advantages have to go with Zurdo. And so if Zurdo's skills, and Zurdo's been in there, like I said, Sullivan Barrera, Yuneski Gonzalez, he's been in there with guys that are kind of world level, just not quite that upper echelon. So he's been in the ring with people. And so you got to ask yourself, does his talent translate? If it does, this is a man that got good uppercuts when Bivol like to come in, dip in. He got good uppercuts to catch him coming in. He got a nice straight left when Bivol thinks he's out of distance and misjudges how long Zurdo is. Got a nice straight left to hit him with. And he's a vicious body puncher. This is a close fight. But I am going to favor Dmitry Bivol in the fight to get his ass whooped. I'm going with the upset. Zurdo Ramirez. People think he can't win a decision. I do. I think that he is better than what people are estimating. I think he's better than people are giving him credit for. A lot like what Bivol did to Canelo. I think a lot of people are watching what Bivol did to Canelo and forgetting the underwhelming performances leading up to that fight. I think that Bivol is much closer to the fighter that we saw against Craig Richards than he is to the fighter that we saw against Canelo Alvarez. And the fighter that we saw fight Craig Richards, if that version of Bivol shows up, Zurdo gonna do something bad to him, bruh. And so I'm picking Zurdo Ramirez by decision. I wouldn't be surprised at a stoppage because he's so big, so strong, and he got power and he could get Bivol tired by going to the body. But Bivol is an undefeated champion with a whole hell of a lot of pedigree. He's proven to be durable throughout his career. So I think he'll be durable and he'll take the punches and he'll get in there and he'll get down, he'll get rough, he'll get rugged. But he's going to end up fighting Zurdo's style of fight. And Zurdo is going to get the dub. Zurdo is my pick. Let me know who you picking in the comment section. Comment down below, smash the like, subscribe to the channel, share the video, turn on your notifications. Follow me on Twitter at KOBoxing86TV for breakdowns and predictions. KnockoutBoxing86 at yahoo.com is my email. Appreciate y'all watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. And with that, we up out of here. Peace out, y'all.